Hey y'all, what's up? Thank you for tuning into Loud Weed, where loud women elevate, educate, and discuss. We're a group of AZDHS compliant patients supporting the normalization of cannabis, and we're bringing you the marijuana community to share their talents and knowledge and help break the stigma attached to our beloved plant. Even though Arizona is not yet a recreationally legal state, the medical marijuana scene is flourishing and thriving, and we're excited to showcase the gifted and powerful local community here in Arizona. We are dedicated to fighting the taboo that comes along with being patients by discussing the good, the bad, and the ugly, and all that surrounds what being a modern day stoner comes with. Some of our shows will be sensitive in nature, as our topics could include segments regarding mental health and traumas that have led to who we are today, so listener discretion is advised. And if you're under 18, invite your mom and pops to join in. Thank you for listening. Be sure to catch us every other Sunday on KDIF 102.9 live out of South Phoenix, or you can find us on a few of the major platforms like Anchor and Spotify. Now, let's get elevated.
Good morning. Happy Sunday, everyone. This is your girl Age of Loud Weed checking in, filling in for the number one best co-host ever in the whole world. Why would you ever leave me alone to do this ever? Good morning, everybody. I hope everyone had a great holiday, safe holiday, and thank you for tuning in and listening. So we have Panda on the air. Let me get you connected. Who's going to hit us with the higher report and some other things. Give me one sec. Panda, are you there? Yeah, I can take it. Okay. All right. We'll talk to you soon. Okay. All right. We are back. Apologize again for those technical difficulties, everyone. Panda went ahead and disconnected, so I will be filling in for the higher report. So again, just happy Sunday. We're coming to you live on KDIF 102.9 in South Phoenix. We are Loud Weed, Loud Women, Elevate, Educate, and Discuss, the 420 show for the cannabis community surrounding the canna culture. Welcome to the Red, White, and Green Sesh with some peeps from Nature's Med, a dispensary here in Arizona. So I'm your host, Age, again, filling in for Panda, who's home, sending love. Again, she did try to call in, but I'm sure she's sending lots of love and positive vibes and energy to today's show. From Nature's Meds, we have Sheena, Keisha, Kush, and James. They'll all be hanging out with us today for a quick jam sesh and discussion on what's going on in their lives, in their world, in the dispensary world, and how they're being affected with things going on currently. Thank you for joining us here today and listening live or catching us on Instagram. Make sure you catch our past episodes on Anchor FM /loudweedaz, or catch all our content on Linktree /loudweed.az. Do me a favor and go check out our Instagram, where you can catch us live, the whole show, find out how to win swag from our Get Loud With Us sponsor drive, and go give them all a follow from the highlight reel at loudweed.az. So we're going to go ahead and jump into the higher report. This is high news for high people. It is Sunday, July 5th. It is hot as you know what. We don't have the bucket in here, so I'm not going to say it, and I don't have any dollars, but it is hot. You feel me. No monsoon in sight, and into 100 days of quarantine, which is wild. I hope everybody's coping, doing okay, and handling that self-care. Today we have several national holidays like Apple Turnover Day and Graham Cracker Day. Both really great snacks. Pick yourself up some today. It's also National Hawaii Day, celebrating the 50th state to gain statehood in the United States. That's what's up. It's also National Bikini Day, because bikinis made their big debut in 1946. Unfortunately, we cannot go to Hawaii and rock our bikinis, though. Here in Arizona, we are back on lockdown. Womp womp. Businesses are closed again, while some are fighting back against this mandate. People are mad about having to wear masks. Multiple states across the United States are reaching new records, including Arizona, reaching 90,000 cases here soon. Schools are planning to reopen, but have also been pushed back to August 17th. Some are giving the option to start remotely before then. Soon they will be emphasizing the survival rates, heavily weighed on those that are not high risk, but it's important to remember more than 130,000 Americans have died and 520,000 worldwide. Please protect your loved ones, guys. Mask up, wash your hands. Let's remember to be kind to each other. One love. In the marijuana news in our state, the Smart and Safe Arizona Act filed 420,000 signatures on what could be the new legislation for us here in Arizona, leading us into a recreational state. With tomorrow being the last day to register, I want to remind everyone to not only register, but to research and fact check and really pay attention to how we can shape the next 4 years by who and what we vote into place. Amen. Educate. Power. Yes, it is. Knowledge is power. People, let's do this. With that, I'm going to jump into the mother facts, giving you 5 facts about our amazing plant. So here we go. With 710 day, let's see, another stoner holiday around the corner, I thought I'd give you some facts about concentrates. The term 710 is a popular term around consumers, much like the number 420. Upside down, 710 looks like the word oil, referring to concentrates. Dun, dun, dun.
You never knew that?
Yeah, I know. I didn't know that either. Concentrates are made when resin is extracted from the marijuana plant using the cannabinoids and terpenes and containing trichomes where potency can reach up to levels of 90%. There are 11 types of concentrates: hashish, keef, moon rocks, rosin, shatter, sugar wax, butter, crumble, live resin, CO2 oil, and hashish oil. Most commonly known as dabbing, which is similar to vaporizing, this refers to the method of consuming concentrates using a rig or similar device. In my personal, I enjoy the nectar collector. Yeah, for real. A dab rig is literally a water pipe that instead of a bowl has a nail or banger which gets heated up by a propane torch. Technology has improved immensely, giving us amazing products that make dabbing way easier, such as an e-nail. If you are not familiar with dabbing, it is important to start small and work your way into a comfortable dosage. Find high-quality products at your local dispensary and ask your bud tender or head shop employees for advice. The main benefit of dabbing is each dose is fast and an easy option for quick therapeutic relief, delivering cannabinoids into your system. So I hope that you found some of this information useful. I hope you can take some of it with you. And we're going to take a quick short break. When we come back, we're going to jump into our sesh with the Nature's Meds team. So for the meantime, we're going to go ahead and play some jams. You're listening to Loud Weed, Loud Women, Elevate, Educate, and Discuss on KDIF 102.9 in South Phoenix. I'm your host, Age. We'll be right back.
Hi, hello, and welcome to our show, Loud Weed, Loud Women, Elevate, Educate, and Discuss. Before we get started, I want to take a second to tell you all about Anchor. This whole entire host makes it really, really easy to get your podcast up and running. It's absolutely free. There's creation tools that allow you to record and edit right from your phone or your computer. Plus, Anchor does all the work for you. They get it distributed onto places like Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and many more. You get to make money from the very first listen. It's literally everything you need to make a podcast in one. All you have to do is download the free Anchor app or go to Anchor FM to get started. Let's get to the show.
Back to Loud Weed. This is your host, Age, holding it down on KDIF 102.9 with the team from Nature's Meds. They're here to chat with us today, let us know what's new from their dispensary and a little bit about themselves and their own marijuana journey. So welcome. Thank you guys for being here today. How's everyone this morning? Good. Doing good. Doing good. How was your holiday?
Busy.
Busy?
Yeah,
working
kids.
Or pleasure?
Hanging with the kids.
Oh, family stuff.
Just pretty chill.
I hear you. That's how it was too. Pretty chill yesterday. Had like a pool day, chilled out, but nothing major. It seemed like a pretty quiet day. I felt. I don't know, in my own bubble.
It was actually kind of relaxing. I feel like a lot of the days during this situation have been different strategies and things that we've been trying just to
totally
make it easier for everybody, not only the people who work at the dispensary, but especially the people who visit our dispensary,
Yep.
the patients. So.
Yeah, absolutely. I think everybody right now is just having to get super creative.
Yeah.
100%, like very creative.
Sometimes it feels like almost like there's a pull that you want to do something extra, but we really can't. You can't
No.
even have, vendors come and set up a table because, it encourages contact.
It's so true. It's so true.
So it's just something
Like,
where
yeah.
you want to do something, but at the same time, like, the patients have been just really understanding. They'll stay spaced out and stand outside. Most dispensaries don't
amazing.
have adequate space to have people spaced out 6 feet and less than 10 people inside. So everybody's had to do
Yeah.
this. Even hospitals have tents set up outside.
I know.
Where,
I know.
You stand out there and you can't go in. And
Crazy times. Crazy times. So we'll go ahead and get you guys introduced. Let's talk a little bit about family. Tell us who you are, what your role is, family life, any kiddos, anything like that. I'll let you start. So we have
I'm Sheena.
Sheena.
I'm Sheena Williams. I have worked at Nature's for a little over 3 years. I started off what people call bud tending. We call it patient service provider. So that's what I started out doing. And honestly, Kush was there when you guys will get to meet her in a few. She was there when I started, and so was James. And I really loved it, but some part of me felt a little under challenged maybe. And then I moved to the front desk, and then from there I moved into this role that they kind of created. I called it patient care advocate, but it's like public relations and community relations. It's really fun, definitely challenging, but that's kind of something unique that I never really thought I would do.
Right.
Not only working for the normalization of the cannabis plant, but getting to work with really awesome humans along the way.
Totally. Awesome. And then do you have any kiddos? What's your family life like?
Well, I am not from Arizona. I've lived here about 8 years now, and I do I do currently have a husband. I'm actually going through a divorce, so I don't really want to elaborate on that too much because we're on air. But yeah, life is a journey, and I feel like
for sure
the desert has a lot to offer everybody. And my grandma always used to say something when I was little, and it makes more sense every time I look at the Arizona sun. When you turn toward the sun, all the shadows are behind you. So there's a lot of sun in Arizona.
Grandma wisdom is the best wisdom. I swear, it's so awesome. That's cool. I love that. Well, thank you for being here. I appreciate it. And then we have James. And you, what is your role over at the dispensary?
So I'm like under the head grower. I've been there 4 years, so I have the most experience under him. So I kind of help him relay information between the team and him, and we do a lot together in organizing how the grow's going to run.
Nice. How long have you been doing what you're doing?
I've been with Nature's for 4 years. I've been doing it, but I've kind of been in the industry before there was an industry. I worked at head shops, so I did that for a long time. I kind of just like a lifetime thing for me.
Just kind of like what you're destined to do, right?
James is being really humble, honestly. Whenever I ask the director of cultivation or master cultivator, whenever I ask Hunt anything, the first person he'll tell me to go to is James. So that's something that even before I asked Hunter, I asked James about coming on the radio, and then I saw Hunt the next day, and I said, hey, there's this radio show, and they want to talk with one of the guys in the grow, and he said, did you talk to James? And I was like, yeah, already, he's committed to it. I just wanted to, so
that's awesome.
Again, James is just being really humble, and you should ask James what he did before he was in the marijuana industry.
What was your previous life?
I was a professional hip-hop dancer.
What? That's
I used
awesome.
to dance with a local group called Foot Clan. We done tons of local shows,
Dude,
lots of charity shows.
that's amazing.
I danced on Soul Train for like 4 years.
No way.
That's so dope.
That's like awesome. That's great. I love that information.
Explain that.
So yeah. What was it like on Soul Train? How did you like get introduced to that? Like, how did you end up on Soul Train?
So I got lucky. The dance group I was in was already on the show and very established on the show.
Okay.
So I got pretty lucky. I get in there, and then I just kind of had to prove myself as far as like getting good camera time, and then getting to do the line is more about time there, and them seeing you and knowing like your capabilities.
Yeah, totally.
And it's like any other show; they like see where you fit and try and work you in. And it's,
I love that. And how long did you do that for?
I started in '98, and I still do shows and
Dude,
stuff.
that's awesome.
That is crazy.
That's way cool. That's a fun fact. If everybody didn't know that. That's awesome.
Yes.
Right on. And then you mentioned that you have some kiddos that you spent time
Yeah.
with yesterday.
Correct.
Yeah.
They're about to be 14 and 16 in October. So.
Wild. It's crazy. My son just turned 18, and it's just like, I just remember him being so little and like laying on my knees, like, and I would just hold him like that. And now he's like taller than me, and it feels like it was just yesterday. It's so crazy. Yeah. I'm not
yeah.
cool. No one wants to hang out with me. What they want me to cook. It's like, stop it. Yeah. Hug your mom. Love your parents. Yeah. Be nice. Well, that's what's up. Well, thank you too for being here. And then we have Keisha Kush. You want to go ahead and introduce yourself?
Yes. Hi, everybody. My name is Lakeisha Holden. I have 8 kids. I have 5 girls and 3 boys. I also had 2 at Nature's while being there for the 5 years. The 3-year-old and the 8-month-old, I work full-time there.
Nice.
That's how much I love helping patients. Like, everything about cannabis is literally my life. That's how I'm able to function, to get up and work and take care of my kids and get through the day. My disc is pushed in, so I have a lot of back pain. And back then they tried to put, me on pills.
Yep.
So no, that's why I'm definitely in this industry, just because I do not at all. Like, it's been 8 years that I have
Since you
not
had
touched
anything like that. I love it.
I don't even like to take anything like ibuprofen, Tylenol. If I can use it for my cannabis, my rub, everything like that,
I'm like
or
that too.
my tinctures, like that's why I was saying, I think cannabis is just more than it's more than a pain, a pain level
For everything. Yeah.
It's pretty much like, to me, it's like natural, because you don't have to, you can do different things. Like, people think you just have to smoke, and it's not about that. So
No.
that's what I love about the cannabis, is that it's not all about that. People
love
like,
that.
they think you're lazy, you can't get up and function. That is definitely not true.
Just the stigma.
Not at all. I get up every morning, and get to work. No call outs, none of that.
Yeah, no.
So,
That's awesome. That's awesome. Yeah, I couldn't agree with you more. I definitely try to avoid taking meds if I can.
Exactly.
If I absolutely have to, give in, but that's
Right.
not without trying some RSO. That's not without trying something else first. Because I get super crazy migraines, and dude, I've tried everything that you can imagine. Injections, the list goes on and on and on. But you know what? Like, I found what works for me, and that's my go-to.
no, literally, yeah, you can take some rub and
100%.
just,
Yeah.
rub it on there, and like, it's gone.
Yep.
Like,
There's
literally.
something
like
for everyone.
It is.
There
It really
is.
is. So I think that, it's definitely something that a lot of people should, look into, especially if they're looking to get off pain meds.
Yep.
It's definitely,
Yeah.
I don't know where I'd be right now without it. Like I said, it's definitely got me back to being myself.
Yep.
I feel good. I've lost a lot of weight. Like, I'm healthy. I eat healthy. Like, everything is literally, it's really good.
It's so true. I love it. Well, that's awesome. And then what is your role at Nature's Meds?
So I'm a patient patient service provider. Sorry, a PSP is what they call us. So I take care of all my patients. Whatever they need and want, I will run around. I don't care, 10,000 times around that store if I have to, just to satisfy my patient. My goal is to have my patient walking out happy. If they're not walking out
100%.
happy, I did not do my job. So that's what I look for, to helping my patients. And that's why I do have a lot of, people that come, they ask for me just because they know I'm going to take my time. I'm going to get you what you need. I'm not going to, I'm just not trying to upsell you. I literally want to get something that's going to work for you, to help you. So it's important to do that for people, and everyone's different. There's not one person that I've met that is the same.
Yeah.
Everybody has, they like their sativas, they like their indicas, they like their hybrids. Some don't even want to, smoke the flower. There's, like I said, other things. They prefer either shatter, edibles, the, tinctures, the RSO, all type of things, like the rubs, the capsules.
Yeah.
It's a lot more to it than people think.
Oh, yeah. I mean, dude, even you just saying that, I'm thinking back, like, especially now there's, like, the lines to get in and there's the weights and things like that. But you know what? You guys are giving each patient that undivided attention to help them feel comfortable. I mean, dude, I will go in and people will talk to me about everything, every question I have, and it might be holding someone up, but everyone's getting that undivided attention from you guys, and I think that's just amazing. And I don't think people think about that enough. It's like, be mindful, people. Like, everyone's getting, like, the utmost care from the utmost, like, the subject matter experts. Be nice.
And that's one thing I'll definitely say that happens with everyone calls her Kush. That every patients and staff alike. We don't. Sometimes when people say Keisha, we're like, who? We don't even. She often is mentioned on our reviews on Leafly and Weed Maps. On Google, and they do give an incentive to patient service providers. The person who gets the most mentions does get a Visa gift card monthly. I'm pretty sure Kush has collected quite a bit of those. So, and then one thing that, I know that they'll be talking with her about soon, and something I shared with her, I know that they'll be offering her a position where she'll still be able to be a patient service provider, but we're going to move her to the floor a little bit because we want people to be more like Kush.
100%.
Whether it's staff or patients, her knowledge, the way that she cares and just talks to people.
I love that.
I think it's a direct representation of, like, what the cannabis plant does embody when you use it. So literally,
it's
she's
all
Kush,
reflections,
guys.
dude.
She's
It's
Kush.
all reflections. You're exuding like reflections of you. So I think that's amazing. Keep spreading that freaking energy, dude. That's what's up.
Yes, no, that's what I live for.
Nice.
And I know that patients now drive even further than they used to. They'll bypass our Phoenix location because Kush has moved to our Grand Avenue, our beautiful new location. It's absolutely gorgeous.
Maybe I need to take a drive down there.
Yes, I thank all the patients for that. Like, that makes me feel so good. Like, because, being there, it felt like more like a Airbnb because it was so beautiful and new, and but the way they got it, it's like a positive, beautiful,
just the energy, just everything.
Everything about it. So I really appreciate them because it makes me feel like being like at home. Being there 5 years and leaving, it was very hard because the reason why it was so hard was leaving my patients, number one. And number two, being in the facility, that was my second home. So it was definitely hard. It was tough, but in the end, it definitely worked out. It's closer, to my home. Things are moving up, like Sheena said. So I just thank Sheena so much for, giving me these opportunities. Like, she always would, like, look out, like, hey, you want to do this event? She helps a lot of people out, like, just, and it's a beautiful thing. It really is. Like I said, I really appreciate all the things that you have done for me.
So cute. I love that. That's amazing. So are you an Arizona native?
Yes, I am. I've been here my whole life. I'm 32 years old. A lot of people don't believe me that I have 8 kids, 32. I'm married. I've been with my husband forever. We've been married for 8 years, but we've been together since I was like 16 and a half.
Shout out.
So,
that's awesome.
The struggle is real.
Hey, it's never easy. Nothing worth it is ever easy, 100%.
No, literally. But definitely I thank him for being supportive. Like, he's always like, no, go ahead, and if you need to work extra, go ahead. So, literally. And that's one thing I love about nature is they do give you opportunities there. Like, it's a very growing company. If people wanted to know, if you definitely want to come in, we're always hiring. But it's a moving company. I can for sure say that. That's and
awesome.
they're always helping people, giving that overtime. like I said, I just got it in like 125 hours. So
yeah. Oh man.
Thanks to Nature's. Thanks.
That's awesome.
Anybody who wants to send a resume into careers@naturesmedicines.com, you can feel free to do that. Can even mention that you heard Kush on Loudweed AZ, letting you know about positions available, and we'll put her in charge of making sure you get trained properly when you hit the floor.
Job opportunities over here, people. Send in that resume.
I'm not on air, but did you self-teach all the education that you know about, cannabis and everything? You had to self-teach yourself that?
Pretty much.
Do your own research?
I honestly, I did that, and then just being at Nature's, like, just learning from all the different departments, like where James is, working. If we don't know something, we'll go back. If I, literally, I will not tell my patient just anything. I'll be like, you know what, if I don't know it, which is not much things I don't know, but there's things out there that I might not know, but I'll go walk back there, and be like, hey, what is this such and such, and they'll tell us, and we're like,
that's the best. That's what makes a team, dude.
Right,
is
and
like,
not all bud tenders are like that. Like, they don't take that initiative
and that's
to
what
do
people
those
said.
things, and that's amazing that you go out of your way to self-teach us,
Well, you're patient-facing, and you're having that information where they're not going to be able to go directly to you,
exactly.
And you have that in your back pocket for everyone.
There might be a phenotype that we're not sure what the lineage from the strain is. And literally, the grow boys are awesome. That's what we call them. You can, like she said, walk right to the back and just, say, hey, James, I don't know what this particular strain is, and they'll be able to explain that to you, and then that helps us to provide the best in patient care, and that's what makes us unique and sets us apart. It's that whole family vibe.
That's the best way to be. So what's your favorite ways to consume?
For me, I like to, I use the hemp blunts. I don't, because I have asthma, so I try to stay away from, any tobacco if I can. And I like the joint papers, but I'm not really into it, so they have now hemp blunts out, which is amazing. It's been out for ever since they came out about 3 years ago, I believe, at Nature's. That's where I first seen it. Ever since then, I have been literally tobacco free. Like, I've already, I used to smoke cigarettes back years ago, 8 years, but then I was like, you know what, I need to make a choice. I need to either do my cannabis or I need to do that, and I literally I stopped straight cannabis, and then literally after the hemp came out, I literally haven't touched any tobacco, so I'm so thankful. I feel so good. I don't have that morning when you have to spit or something, none of that. It's beautiful. So I definitely advise a lot of people, if you're having a hard time breathing or just coughing or anything like that, or asthma, those hemps, they are amazing. But that's what I like to do. I like to put my flour in there, and then roll it up. And also, secondly, I like to put my little rub. Shout out to Arizona Green Life also. That is amazing. That's what I used during my pregnancy. No cannabis at all, cannabis free, literally straight CBD, and it got me through. Also Select as well, I'm not gonna lie. That was another one that got me through with my pregnancy, so thanks to you guys.
We're gonna say hi to Nicole at AZ Green Life and Gabby at Select.
Gabby, what up? What up?
Thank you guys.
Nicole had a fun thing one time on a Sunday. She's like, well, could we maybe come on a Sunday? I was like, yeah, sure. Let's blaze it and praise it, girl.
Blaze it and praise it. I love that. I freaking love that. So, so you're in the patient facing, but you're the back end ops. What's going on the back end with what you're doing? What does the day in the life for you look like?
Our days are super busy. We're a real small team, but we're very good together. We're very efficient. We do the work of a lot of people with very few people. We've gotten a really good routine down. So, the biggest thing with our day-to-day is that we do the same thing on the same day. So Monday we do something, Tuesday we do something. You're doing something different every day of the week, so it's not overwhelming. But every week you're doing the same thing, so you have a nice routine. It's easy to get through. We work really well with each other, so it's a lot more labor intensive than people think. You're moving a lot of dirt, you're moving plants, you're constantly doing defoliation and different things. There's a lot of running around. You got these long, big rooms, and you got to go check things here and then go far to get things. It's
Yeah.
a lot of labor.
Always on
you're
the
still
go.
a farmer. It's just you get to do it with something you
That's amazing, though.
have a connection to.
Oh my gosh, I'd be like sleeping under plants and just like smelling them and rubbing them all over my face. That'd be amazing.
Literally, that's like, have you been watching the video footage? That's kind of what James has to prevent me from doing when I go to the back. He's always like, hey, Sheena, what are you doing in here? I'm like, just taking a picture, James. Just taking a picture.
That's how I'd be too, dude. I'd be all in that. So, and what's your favorite way to consume?
I don't have a specific.
No?
I'm kind of a. I
You're all
like the edibles
consume.
in the morning.
That's how
smoke
I
a
am.
joint while I'm driving somewhere, which is terrible.
No,
That's
I'm
not talking
saying.
about that.
Yeah, no, I'm all.
Don't incriminate yourself.
No, I feel you.
Cue the music.
And we'll be back. Just kidding. No, I'm like that too. I have a preference blunts. It's always blunt 30 for me. But like I'm the same way. I have like my RSO like throughout the day or whatever. Like if I'm feeling anxious, but definitely for my sleep. Edibles I can sprinkle out throughout the day, especially for my job. I travel a lot, so I'm in the airports and planes. Not lately, but when I was. Dude, I would just, a nice little edible for a 6-hour flight or 4-hour flight will do you right. So, I just made a rhyme, that's what's up. But that's what's up.
Bars.
Yeah, bars, yes. Yeah, but I'm the same. Like, I don't have a preference. Like, I'd never turn down any type of sesh or any type of anything, like, ever. So, I hear you. And indica, sativa?
Anything
goes?
Indica for the day,
Indica for the night. Yeah.
If I'm hurting, then indica all day.
That's what's up.
Do you guys wanna hear
there
the
maybe a-
funniest story?
Yes.
Really quick about like me getting super fucked up and wanting to be fucked up. We went to this event and they were handing out those little samples of the Stony Oni, right?
I
had
love
no
that.
clue that
I
this
love
was a
Stony
lube for your
Oni.
vagina. I just opened it and I just chugged it, and my friend turns around. She's like,
No. No. So
What is it? Wait, you guys have to like fill me in.
that
What
happened
is
one
it?
time at the dispensary, but kind of different. It was lotion on the front desk, and you know how they have those like little spoons. So, and I don't want to laugh, but like the guy laughed after it happened. He like he literally ate it, and like in Medroom 2, you can kind of see on a TV, you can see the lobby. So literally the person that was going to get him as a patient saw him eat the lotion and immediately came out and got him some water. And he was like, ooh, there's something wrong with the yogurt on the front desk.
Oh my God.
And she's like, sir, that's not yogurt. You've just ate lotion. Like,
Oh my God.
but it wasn't medicated because it was just like a sample on the front desk. It was like CBD, but he ate the yogurt and it was bad at the front desk.
hilarious.
So don't eat sample yogurt also, guys. Just like,
don't do that.
just buy the yogurt.
ask.
Just try it.
Exactly.
Don't
Just
eat. Okay.
And then Sheena, what's your role consist of? I know that what you were saying, but what else? What does a day in the life look like for you?
Oh my goodness.
Everything.
I literally was so grateful to just get a unique type of role that could allow me to do just about anything. And with our owners that we now have, they really want to be engaged with the community. And I thought it was just because we were looking for a dispensary license in Chicago, and one of the things that's big there is your involvement with the community. That's what they look at and consider when they give you a license. So I had to put together all the different things that we have, done in the past. And as I did that, I was like, this is kind of incredible. Like, we have a water drive, we have a toy drive. We have, this is the 5th time that we've gathered as a cannabis community and fed the homeless.
I love that.
The turnout is amazing. Christina's actually even helped me
I need to
with a
be
hub
on
to
the
collect
ends on this
stuff. So yeah, I'll tie you guys in. I'd love to see you at the next one.
Yeah.
It was super, super enriching to just be there and even just watch or take the trays and go to different places that are in need. So a day in the life.
That's beautiful.
Besides, just kind of trying to stay involved with what the guidelines are for what we can do event-wise, because really events have been super limited. We're already in July, and we haven't really had our 420, and now 710 is coming up, and We're doing something fun though. The owners have agreed to do a COVID safe event. So on 7/10, we're going to have a little drive-in movie theater right at Nature's in the gravel parking lot.
I love that.
So we'll be showing some smokers movies. It's not for the kids, but it is for our dispensary patients. We'll be able to get in free with a receipt, and it's going to be fun.
That.
So we do hope that you guys will come join us at 7:10 p.m. on 7/10 or at 9:30.
That's what's up. And so you guys are going to start marketing that, or is it already out there?
Well, this is kind of how we're going to do it because there's 44,000 patients that our email goes to. That's a lot. And our parking lot is kind of limited over there on the west side.
Yeah.
But I figured I would drop it here exclusively on Loudweed. Dun,
Yep,
dun.
there it is.
And then kind of word of mouth spreading at the dispensary. But I'm sure Kush will be there helping as always. She's always been on the street team. So is James. Anytime I've ever asked, he'll work a 12-hour day and then show up at an event and stay till 3 in the morning at a table talking to people about cannabis. And he smells like cannabis the whole time, guys. So it's like they just kind of
be like
drift toward the table. Literally, they're like, "Oh, hello."
Yeah. Just draw me in, why don't you? That's awesome. So, how has Corona affected your roles and the Nature's Med precautions? Being an essential worker, how has that affected you guys in each role? Because you're all doing something so different. So you're patient facing, you're in back operation. So what are you guys doing, and how has it affected you?
It's to me, I feel like it's affected people just being comfortable. Also, we can only have so many people in. It's kind of slowing things down, and people are already, kind of not feeling what's going on. It's scary. People get upset if someone doesn't have masks, but now we ask everybody to have a mask, because if you don't have one, we do have them inside. We'll give them out, but it literally has made things very scary, just because people have families to go home, and it's like very, very scary. I don't know how it'd feel like if I had that and go home to give it to my kids.
I know
so it's definitely affected me, to just be cautious, but I still been there just because I know everyone need their medicine. So I from the first time this jumped off with the Corona, I've never stopped working. Never stopped. I've been there every day, faithfully every day, and I just ask everyone just to be considerate of others and just wear those masks out there, just to just to be respectful to each other's. But other than that, I feel like it's definitely made things very uncomfortable lately at the store, trying to get people in and out, and we can't let people smell the it's really, really irritating, because people are like,
you want to
yes, and they're like upset.
And you that's just like the second nature thing. That's what I always do.
It's the smell, and so not doing that, it's very hard now to get people. Some people they don't, if they can't smell it, they're
not about it. That's it.
Wow. So it's definitely affected like that.
Yeah. Wow. I didn't think about that.
So one of the things that we tried to come up with, and that was where, again, my role changes every day. So the owner said, Sheena, there's madness on the floor right now. The staff is upset because we can't smell the flowers. What are we going to do? I said, well, it's easy. Since we have all those strains on our deli, we just take a gram and we put it in those little bud bar boxes that we can sanitize. They can open up a little area. They can smell it. They can look at it. It does mean that we have to throw out like 50 grams of marijuana probably weekly, because once it dries out. But it is something where the terpenes, and James will probably elaborate more scientifically on those than I can, but terpenes, it basically your nose knows. It's what smell the plant emits, and they're found in nature as well, and other plants like linalool is found in lavender. It's also found in the cannabis plant. It's very peaceful, almost sedating, helps people with headaches. It's, has it smells like sweet flowers, honestly. And so when you smell some bud that smells sweet like a pretty lady, you can probably bet that terpenes in there. But
that's awesome.
Yeah, that's something I think that even during what's going on now, people have, questions and precautions, and like Kush was saying about, you know, smoking out of hemp wraps versus smoking out of tobacco.
Yes.
We just always want to be conscious with, you know, anything that is airborne, whether it's flu season or, you know, there's something like this going on. And that's how my role changed, is I had to go out and address people and just talk about how we were sanitizing in the dispensary, which is something we've always done, but now we've, you know, stepped it up a notch. And we have everybody has to wear masks. The staff was required to wear masks for almost a month now, even before the city said that we had to. We started initiating that, I'd say, in June. And we have our Nature's Medicines masks that our staff does wear.
Cool.
And then we hand out masks to our patients in the parking lot. I have this fun little dance that I created under this giant 30 by 80 tent we have outside. The Arizona Republic actually came and took a video, and I just try to make it fun. And if you come out and you tell people what's going on, I feel like they're a lot calmer when they get inside, and they treat our patient service providers a little better. We're all kind of going through the same thing, and I just let them know, hey, we're in this together. You guys are here for marijuana. We want to give it to you in an efficient manner. You know, I know it's 100 degrees. We have water. We do pass that out in a sanitary manner with gloves on. Well, we'll run through the lines with it.
That's really taken care of.
So
that's serious patient care.
if you guys want to do it with me, it's fun. We're on live. So raise your hand if you love marijuana. Raise your other hand if you love cannabis. Now put them out to the side like this. If you can pass your neighbor a joint, you are standing too close. You guys got to take a couple steps back. And everybody thinks it's so fun.
They love her.
And then we've had some complimentary food trucks outside for 2 months. We had Taco Head from Taco Head AZ.
Nice.
We had Triple J's Barbecue and Poppy's Caribbean Grill. We've had a snow cone truck and Luana's Coffee.
I'm missing out.
It was really awesome. And what we did is we give each of the patients a ticket, and then they just go to the truck and they get whatever free item it is, just for standing at home. It was 9 weeks. So for over 2 months we did that.
You guys are really about it. That's awesome.
It was definitely beautiful. They took care of the patients. They took care of the staff. Like, no one had to go buy lunch for like 9 weeks. It was amazing to save money up. Like,
honestly, in the back end of that, it was those 3 food trucks. Honestly, they were able to keep their business through what they might have not otherwise been able to. It was a really symbiotic thing, and it felt awesome on all sides. So
beautiful.
Yeah. Now I want an empanada though from Poppy's Caribbean Grill.
I'm just so hungry. I'm really hungry now. And so, James, what's going on your end with everything? How is it? Have you been affected?
Yeah, I mean,
they've always worn masks. I think
we mostly wear masks
no
anyway,
matter what.
So that it hasn't greatly it's harder for us to social distance because of the type of work we're doing. But you know, we're always wearing masks, we're always wearing gloves, and we change gloves pretty periodically. You know, so on those ends, it hasn't really affected us too much. You know, it's a little scary. Mostly, it's affected in how we smoke together as a group.
Yeah.
You know, it's not sharing anymore and
rough.
having your own individual thing, but hanging out still as a group.
That is true.
That's the trickier thing, I think, these days.
Yeah, 100%. So, me too. I was just saying that. For me, my struggle is I miss seeing people's smiles. It just kills me. I'm in the store, and I mean, you can see you know, you can see the expression, but I miss the smile.
I know.
I smile at everybody.
I just gotta have sexy eyes.
Yeah. Now it's all in
the mask.
I've noticed
like a ninja.
We look like marijuana ninjas. I love it.
I'm proud of the future of masks. Personally, I like the way we're going in this direction.
Yeah.
Really wearing masks.
I've always been terrible at eye makeup, and now I'm I have to step up my smoky eye, and then I'm I'll just keep a stony eye. It's fine.
Yeah,
whatever.
Me too. That's awesome. So let's talk about the hand sanitizer. Tell me a little bit about that. What's going on?
So, again, the new owners, they've always had a little bit of share because they own part of the grow, but then they started to buy in more to the dispensary side. And again, they're just really involved with the community and innovative ideas. And so Ernesto, who is in charge of our grow down south, he said, well, after we use hundreds of thousands of gallons of isopropyl alcohol to extract marijuana concentrate, we then take that same alcohol that never really touched anything besides a clean pipe, then we throw it out. He said, why don't we take it and we make hand sanitizer? And I'll bring some back for you guys. I'm also going to have something for you to give away to a patient where they can come claim it from me, and they can use it at either store. So sorry I didn't bring that today, but I didn't have a chance to swing by work yesterday. I was like, I know it'll be crazy there, and if I go, then
yesterday was hard to get a lot of
I'll be in my 75th hour. No one's like Kush with 125, but my goodness. So I just wanted to do something that was, impactful during what was going on. And so when he came up with this idea and they sent up these bottles, I literally almost cried when they told me I was going to be handing out these bottles of hand sanitizer. So down south, they made 5,000, and I say down south in Amato, which is our 18-acre grow and growing, no pun intended. So they made 5,000 bottles, but they didn't like the FDA's recipe, like how it smelled. So they added terpenes, because that's what we do best.
That's awesome.
They put eucalyptol and menthol, which are analgesics, anti-inflammatories. They make your hands feel nice and clean, smooth, soft, and smell so nice. I'll be sure to include some bottles for you ladies so you can feel the clean. So we handed those out to 5,000 patients, and then we challenged other dispensaries to do the same thing. Weed maps and I want to say Pura. Yeah, Pura. Weed maps used in LA distillery. Kind of smelled like alcohol, honestly, like literally like
really
alcohol.
Do, yeah.
It just felt cool to get some bottles from Weed Maps. They sent over some masks too.
Yeah.
And then Pura sent over, they had spray ones, which was cute. But I challenge other dispensaries right now to do the same thing. You guys use the same amount of alcohol, and really we just had to buy bottles, which were like 20 cents each. And our patients, honestly, we handed them out in line for weeks, and it's just, it's incredible feeling. So
yeah, everyone should hop on that train. That's beautiful. So we've got the hand sanitizers, and then there's the self-care journal.
Yes.
Tell me about that.
So we have a really awesome new, well, she's not that new anymore. She'll be here almost a year coming soon. Susan, our chief marketing officer, she had this idea when she first joined our team. She said, we need to go into 2020 with a slogan, like a new, she's like, we need to like change the energy, because that's what our owners are really about, energy and feng shui. And you can really tell when you're in Grand Avenue, there's a multicolored tree that changes colors, that has all the bud around it. It's our giving tree.
Dude, I'm gonna have to go down there.
You have to go check it out.
I actually
and ask
have
for
to
Kush.
make a dispo run 2 days. So like I might head over there.
So she said, let's do something about caring for ourselves. She said, let's do self-care. And this was back in, I want to say, October of last year. And as soon as she said it, there were 5 of us in that marketing room. We all looked at each other, and that was it. We were like, where self-care begins.
I love this. Oh, my gosh.
And so David, our graphic designer, and Natalie, our marketing manager, they kind of all put their heads together, and we said we need to make a journal that people can maybe write down strains and different things that they've learned about cannabis. Really, we have the anecdotal stories that we tell each other. There's no funding for the research behind marijuana as a medicine. And often doctors like Sue Sisley and Elaine Burns, who I love, both of those ladies, they use their own money to research cannabis, and then sometimes they maybe, quote unquote, get in some trouble or besmirched by other doctors, or there's, that gray area where there's that stigma that they face. And, a lot of people don't know Dr. Sue Sisley. She actually sued the DEA when her practice was closed in Scottsdale, and she won. So it's like pioneers in cannabis, and they're women. Sorry, James.
100%.
Girl power.
It sounds like you guys are laying down some serious groundwork at this dispensary. I had no idea. I live in Chandler, so I don't ever make my way out anywhere, like besides like maybe a 1-2 mile radius from my house. So I never go anywhere. But I mean, think that's just, you guys sound like you guys have a incredibly blessed group of people that have come together with the same mission, and I think that's so freaking awesome.
I'm going to make sure I save you a self-care journal if you want to stop by.
I absolutely do.
Yes.
I'm about all of that. Like, I'm a dream board girl. I'm like, I do all that stuff.
I want you to share your cannabis story. I have a YouTube thing that we've been doing. We've talked with 5 people now. We're going to continue to do it once. I feel like I could come shoot with you. We could sit 6 feet from each other. We'll talk about cannabis.
Let's do it.
All right,
Sign
awesome.
me up.
All right,
Sign
it's called
me up.
My Cannabis Story. You're gonna give me your story.
About it.
Okay.
I'm about it.
Yes.
Well, that's a perfect segue for my next question. Was describe the first time that you smoked or had cannabis in your life.
Kush, let's hear it.
These are always good ones.
So I was about 17 years old when I first tried it. I was with my best friend that is now, we've been best friends for about 17 years. And let's see, we were walking down the street in the neighborhood, and we had those, the hypnotic blunts that they used to come.
Oh my goodness!
Oh my, yes.
So nostalgic right now.
It was also with one of our homeboys. He's the one that introduced it to us. So he rolled that up into the. We went to the store, got the hypnotic blunt wrap, rolled it up, walked through the little neighborhood, and we were smoking. And literally, a dog came out, and a big dog came out, started chasing us. I literally took off and jumped on someone's car.
Oh my gosh!
I'm such a I'm scared, literally. So still to this day, my best friend always laughs about that, just because.
Funny.
I said that's what we get trying to sneak out and think we're grown trying to smoke. And so it was definitely it was a good time, something that I can't forget. But I felt, like I said, the first time I was like, oh my God, what is this? I couldn't even. We didn't even finish the whole blunt either. That's how back then it was like, I can't.
I know. I'm just gonna go back to that feeling though.
Can I go back there?
It was definitely a different feeling.
Yes. What about you, Sheena?
Well, honestly, I was really, really young. Maybe the first time smoking will be the better story, but I was really sick when I was a kid, and my grandma, against the better advice of my most of my family, she made me some cannabis cookies, and honestly, they were delicious. She made some butter, guys. And the first time I smoked though, and kind of with like the Kush to follow up on her story. Also, I need to do this because our accountant is super awesome. We have a whole team of them, but he is on live right now. Hey, Craig. Everybody say hi, Craig. Hey, Craig. He's watching us. And he messaged, so we all love Craig. He makes sure we get paid. Thanks, Craig.
I love it.
So we took a Black and Mild because we didn't know how to roll up, my friend and I, and we emptied it out, and we had some weed that we thought, like, it smelled pretty good, but we were like, we crumble it up. We knew we took the seeds out. There weren't like tutorials back in the 90s, guys, okay?
Exactly.
There was no YouTube. Like, you just had to like get in there. And I'd seen my friends do it like from a deer antler and from an apple, and I was just like, wow, you're really innovative. But I never felt the courage. So we pack it into this Black and Mild, and honestly, we didn't take the little inner wrap paper out either, so it was like the strongest thing, and we thought that we had to smoke the whole thing. We didn't know, like it seemed like a little bit of weed, right? Oh my gosh, we were laying on the floor, she's like, I can feel my cheekbones. I was like, I can feel my kneecaps. She's like, should we call 911? I was like, how long will it take for an ambulance to get here, though? Like, it was just like calm interrogation of like the questions that we only answered with questions for at least an hour. And then we ate everything in the refrigerator, I swear. In the morning when I woke up, I felt so guilty because there were just like wrappers, and like we were just laying in the living room floor still, super baked. But cannabis, again, and all jokes aside, no one has ever overdosed from cannabis, guys. It is a plant. whether used recreational or for medicinal purposes. Like it's time. So many states have legalized it medicinally. It's kind of funny working, in 5 different states with the 15 dispensaries that we now have. Nature's Medicines didn't sell out to any of the larger companies. We decided just to kind of stay Nature's and make ourselves our own corporation.
I love that.
And so there's different rules in every state. In Pennsylvania, it's actually illegal for you to combust medicinal marijuana. You cannot roll a joint or roll a blunt or smoke it out of a bowl.
How
you
is
have
that
to.
even the thing?
So
It's crazy.
So a lot of the plant's value, something that Kush was talking about, with smoking out of hemps, you lose some of the value when you combust it anyway, because you're only getting up to 20% of the plant's value. When you vaporize it, turning it into vapors instead of smoke and less carcinogenic, you're going to get up to 80 to almost 90% of the plant's value. And that's kind of where concentrates came into play. Was like, hey, why don't we extract concentrate from marijuana through a vaporization type of science. And that's where we started playing around with that, because before that the prehistoric dab was keef, right, guys? In the bottom of our thing, we just pack that on there. Right, there you go.
Wow, that's interesting. You just put me up on so much game right now.
Right. And that's why I always say, people want to say, yeah, it's a drug. Yeah, it's a drug, but it's used for medicine.
100%.
And that's what I feel. I feel it like that. I'm like, I don't see it as a drug. And that's what, when my kids, get old enough and, they're ready to talk about that, I'm definitely going to, let them know that it is definitely a medicine.
Yes.
It's not a drug.
Yep. Was cannabis something that was around you guys as children? Like, were your parents smokers or anything
I want to hear James's story about when he first smoked too.
Yes.
You're not getting away from
you're not,
I want to hear
Thank
that
you for bringing
story.
Me back to that.
But
yes, let's hear it. Let's hear it.
It's been 84 years.
I mean, I was far too young. I'll leave some numbers out. But I had a friend. He was 14, and he had taken a small joint from his older brother, and hit it. I would live off the 17 in Indian School at that time. This old complex called Lazy U, and just west of that, there's this giant Catholic church. We used to spend a lot of time in their their little playground, and just around there. It was right there. So there was a spot you could climb up on the little part of the roof. So we went to this church and climbed up on the roof here and smoked the joint. I didn't think I felt anything until we got down. And then I ended up getting really scared. I ran the whole way back home and then locked myself in my room and didn't even talk to him until the next day.
Oh my gosh.
So paranoid.
That's the best. I was paranoid like that too. I went home. I was so afraid. I was about 12 or 13. I went home and I was just deathly afraid of my parents. My mom and stepdad, they did not medicate. They didn't. That wasn't my
same.
Yeah, my bio dad. Yes, I remember the rolling tray under the couch with the zigzags and the seeds on the tray. I remember that life, but I was so paranoid to get home. Dude, I washed my face so many times that my eyes were just red all around. And I'm like, dude, that's more obvious than me just going home and just you know what I mean?
Sure.
I was taking a run.
But I was so paranoid. I was washing my face like that. Was I couldn't snap myself out of it. But I would go back to that right now if I could. I would go back to that feeling again.
How about you, Kush? Did your parents know that you smoked when you were 17? What's that?
No. So actually, my mom told me she used to smoke when she was younger, but I did not get to see that because my grandmother raised us growing up. But my brothers, they smoked. And they were young too. They were 13 and stuff. But they kind of shielded from us. But, I seen it. I seen them roll a blunt and, out there smoking in the backyard in the front. But when I first smoked, like I was saying, I was with my best friend. We were at her mom's house. So my parents, they didn't know, they didn't know until about I would say almost 18, but I was still 17. I hadn't turned 18 quite yet. And my mom, she found out that we were smoking one day, and she was just like, oh my God, you know, I don't want you to be smoking because, you know, that can lead to other things. But it definitely did not lead to different things. People say that
it's not a gateway.
You know, and I'm like, you
not
used
even
to smoke, like, you know, but, you know, for her, she just went down a different path, and she just was kind of scared and didn't want that to happen to us. But, you know, like I said, everyone's different. And times are definitely changing because, you know, like I said, now I've gotten so much, you know, so much knowledge about it. It's definitely different. It's like, crazy. You know, it's crazy. Like, I thought I knew a lot about, you know, cannabis when I was younger. Yes. No, as soon as I started working at Nature's and just being there, I was like, oh my God, like, I didn't know that, you know, there was so much to learn and can be learned, you know, and I'm like, and I thought I knew something. No. I literally learned it all when I,
so true.
You know, became
I think
a
about that a lot.
provider.
I think about that a lot. I lost my mom to breast cancer and was a smoker, but never thought about educating her to use it medicinally because back then I wasn't thinking in my mind I was using it medicinally.
Right.
If I knew then what I know now, I could have helped. I could have made, you know what I mean? So it's like, so it's just crazy to think about stuff like that. It's there, and I think people should utilize it.
Absolutely.
I personally don't believe that there is a thing as recreational use because even if you're using it recreationally, there is always some
a medicinal benefit.
There's always a therapeutic value. Always, so.
You're medicating without even realizing it. And that's what I always say is like back then I was medicating and I didn't realize it. But I was like doing my body some type of good.
Not knowing
really
that it probably took away the anxiety. You know, a lot of people have that.
I was going to say, I think that comes with our development on mental health and just admitting that, you know, there's a realm that we maybe have pushed aside for decades. And, you know, there's a lot of kids with, you know, maybe behavioral disorder or even a mental disorder that maybe in the 80s and 90s that wasn't something that we would ever have thought about. And then as we came into the 2000s, it you know, then parents were more okay, you know, saying, oh, I'm going to take my child to the doctor for, I think they you know, may have ADHD, but before that was really hush hush, or he's just high energy, or she just can't sit still. So I feel like as we again talk about it more and normalize it more, and something that you know Kush had said about her mom, I am 1,000% sure, and my dad, I know he calls it Instabook. I know he doesn't have Instabook, so he's not watching, but every single person in his yearbook, and I got to see my dad's senior yearbook in my grandma's house, and every single person was like, thanks for bringing that on senior trip. And I am absolutely certain my dad brought weed on the senior trip. But he never really talked to me about it. I knew when him and his friend probably went down in the basement, that's what they were doing. But as we became teenagers and he started to go to church a lot more. He started bringing us there, and I think he just wanted to, again, Kush was saying, her mom just wanted to protect her from, you know, other things, and because back then they did call it a gateway drug. There was a lot of negative propaganda, and you know, the Bush administration brought, you know, the whole war on drugs, when really it's a plant. It's just a plant. So I feel like as we begin to talk with our children more about lots of different things that we never used to, mental health, politics, racism, marijuana, like these are all things that as we, you know, grow as adults, our kids are growing too, their knowledge base is growing, and I just I think it's funny when, you know, my kid will say, it's a plant like tomatoes, right, Mom? And it is. So there's like a thing where we owe that to the next generation to take away.
I agree.
To take away that stigma. And with my cannabis story, I talked with this really awesome guy. His name's Tommy, and I invite anyone else who wants to share their cannabis story to reach out to me. You can find out from Loudweed AZ if you want to reach out to Christina or them. They'll put you in touch with me. Tommy said marijuana was his exit drug. He's been clean of heroin for 2 years and meth for over 7, and all that he uses now is marijuana. And it all started with some some pills that he found in his grandfather's medicine cabinet, guys. So
Dude, it's a thing.
it's a thing.
It really is.
And the more we speak about it, again, I feel like the more we normalize it as a plant.
I
So
couldn't agree more.
exit drug.
I couldn't agree more. Well, we got to get back to the music, but before we do, I just want to give you guys an opportunity again just to tell our listeners how they can find you, what your social media platforms are, the locations of the dispensaries, things like that. So I'll let you start, Keisha.
Yes, you can find me at Nature's. You can find me at Nature's off of 67th Ave in Northern and Grand. If you do have your medical card, come on in. Even if you do want CBD, we also take care of CBD patients. You wait in the lobby. We ask if you do have a Arizona ID, or the which one is it? The little blue one. What is it called?
Passport.
Yes, passport. Yes, sorry, I can't think of it. I was like, wait, what is it called? So, or either a passport, and we definitely can come help you out, including myself. I do not discriminate. I love to take care of new patients, old patients, everybody, like I said. And I definitely can tell you, I will get you what you need before letting you get out of there. That is, like I said, that is my goal, to get you anything and everything that you need. That, for whatever, whatever symptom you got going on. Like, I just don't want to push anything off. But also my Instagram is going to be Keisha Kush 37. Hit me up for any information. Like I said, I'm willing to help and talk to anybody.
Nice.
Thanks.
Nice.
All right. So naturesmedicines.az is our Instagram. We're also on Facebook and Twitter. On social media, we can't advertise pricing at all, guys. Nothing's for sale. On Twitter, it's like the Wild West. You can say just about whatever you want. So on there we can. But honestly, I invite you to come on in the dispensary. Just like Kush said, we're at 6840 Grand Avenue or 2439 West McDowell Ave in Phoenix. So we have a Glendale and a Phoenix location. Stop by, come see us, and then sign up for our emails or sign up for our text messages. That way you'll know about our deals. And I think one of the things that's also important is just to really, stay in touch with the cannabis community. I know, again, we haven't had events, guys. We really miss you, and we want to get back out there. So, again, I invite you for the 7:10 drive-in at 7:10 and 9:30. Even if you can't make it then, just kind of reach out when you're in store. My card's on the front desk of the Phoenix location. I'm Unique8i8 on Instagram if you guys want to follow me. But just about everybody knows me as just Sheena. I'm just Sheena. Stop by, say hi. I look forward to seeing you at either location, guys. You never know where I'm going to be.
That's awesome. And James?
I'm a little bit harder to catch up with. I'm behind the scenes more. So, and I don't use social media, so not going to find me there.
Yeah.
But if you want to see me, I'm usually at all the underground hip hop events. My buddy's shop Trill, we have a lot of events all the time there.
Shout out Trill.
Currently, we don't have anything going on with Corona, but I'm always there. If you see some underground hip hop, I'm gonna be there. So
you can see his artwork right here where we're shooting, where we're live.
You have a mural on the wall,
yeah, just out there.
Nice. Well, you can take us to that, and we'll snap some photos with us as a group after. That's awesome. Well, we really appreciate you guys being here and just sharing your stories and talking with us. Again, other dispensaries, you've been challenged. Make that hand sanitizer. Utilize anything that would go to waste. Go get your self-care journal. Pick up your hand sanitizer. We're going to get back to the music, starting with My Boo. And then we'll be back on again with Hotbox. And stay tuned. Thank you again.
This is the song I sing to Mary Jane every time I light up.
That's awesome. So stay tuned. Again, I'm your host, Age, sending tons of love to my homegirl, Panda. We miss you, girl. Wish you were here.
Hey, Panda.
I know. It's going to make me so sad.
She's at home smoking.
She is
fine.
at home. She's rubbing it in. Yeah. Yes. So thanks, everyone. And we'll be right back. Welcome back, everybody. This is your host, Age. We are here with the Nature's Meds crew, chilling, talking about life, family life, work, dispensary life, all the life. So thank you again for tuning in. We're going to go ahead and play a round of the Hot Box. I also want to mention, don't miss an opportunity to for our giveaway live on our IG. Make sure you're following us on Instagram to watch us live and to listen to any of our past shows. Go to Linktree /LoudWeedAZ, plus find all of our social media accounts and how to be a guest yourself. You will also find info for our sponsored drive. Just look for the link called Get Loud With Us. So again, thanks for being here. Thanks for tuning in. And if you're just tuning in, welcome. We're going to play a quick game with the Nature's Meds team. So, Hot Deucer, you ready?
Yep.
Let's do it.
Words are right here.
Okay.
What you guys are going to do is the first word that comes to mind when you see the word on here, you're going to...
The first word that comes to mind. Okay. So, ready? So, all right.
Hold on. Wait. We're not ready yet. And go.
Smell.
Word is fart. Fart. Smell. Everyone said that. Okay. Word is dart.
Board.
Bars.
Okay.
You said car?
Bars. Oh, that's a good one. I wouldn't have thought about that. Okay. Next word is believe.
Strong.
Ooh, strong.
True.
Faith.
Truth. That's a good one. Power.
Women.
Ooh.
Ooh, stop it. That's a good one. Knowledge is power.
I love it.
Next word, motivate.
Go getter.
Elevate.
Elevate. Yeah. What did you say, James?
Helpful.
Helpful. That's a good one. Life.
Love.
Life.
Questions.
Yes.
Question.
Questions.
Man, when I was writing that down, I was like, bullshit.
She's like, I know what I would say.
Against humanity.
I know. I love that game, though. For real. Next one, progress.
Effort.
Yeah, working.
Working?
A must.
A must. 100%. Evolve, adapt, man. Results.
Effort.
Effort. They want hand in hand.
A lot of things.
We said first word that comes to mind.
Your results.
Yeah, that's really what the go-to is now with that word, I'm sure. Reach. Trying.
Community.
Community.
Yeah.
That's a good one. That's a good one. Next one and last one is chord.
Energy.
I agree with you on that one. Yeah.
I agree with that.
That's a good one, man. Yes.
I was just thinking like plug, you know?
No, I thought chords too. I thought chords too. In my yoga teacher training, they taught us this thing about cutting cords with people. Like you're always going to be connected to somebody. You got to cut the cords. Emotionally cut cords.
Have you been to the medicated yoga?
No, I want to go so bad.
I'll have to link up with you.
Let me know, because I need to get more in, like, on the ends. Because I don't do much. I, like, rely on the girls to show me the ways, because I'm...
You guys are amazing. Thank you so much.
Yes.
For being on the show.
Yes. Thank you, guys. Yes.
Tuning in, listening.
Yes.
Like I said, we
Yes,
appreciate
yes,
that.
yes.
Say hi. And
Come say hi.
Yes.
Yep. And if you guys want to go ahead and just, again, give us where we can contact you, again, your Facebook handles, IG handles, wherever our listeners can tune in and find you, go ahead and do that. We'll give you another opportunity. Shout
so,
yourself
like I said,
out.
You can find me at Nature's Medicine. Like Sheena said, either one, but mostly I'll probably be at 67th Ave and Grand off of Northern, but I also help out at the 2439 West McDowell location as well. My IG is going to be Keisha Kush 37. I'm on Facebook at Lakeisha Holden. Reach out to us, and like I said, and keep tuning in to Get Loud. Hey.
Thank you guys so much. Thank you. Shout out to Nature's Meds. Sheena, you want to go ahead and give us your IG?
naturesmedicines.az is going to be Nature's Medicines Instagram. Mine is unique 8I8. You can find me at Sheena Williams on Facebook. I don't really use Facebook often, though, guys, because it gets shut down a lot for marijuana. So you can find me on Insta. That's where I'm mostly active. And again, just stop by one of the stores, 2439 West McDowell or 6840 Grand. Come see us in Glendale or in Phoenix. Thank you again for the opportunity to get loud with you ladies. I'm so excited to be here.
Appreciate you guys being here. James said
And You could come see me. I'm usually at Trail. It's 51 in Indian School.
Shout
come
out
check
Trail.
us out for all your hip hop needs, paint, clothes, music,
That's what's up.
vinyl. We got it all.
Nice.
Toys, come check it out.
Nice. Are there any of your dance videos online that we could check out? Wanted to see you like on YouTube or something like that?
Yeah, my dance crew's got a YouTube. It's
Okay.
just Foot Clan.
Nice.
And there's a ton of videos. There's another group in Europe with the same name, so
Oh, okay.
it'll differentiate.
You can find their post on Nature's Medicines or on Phoenix Cannabis Company's Instagram. They were in the Sandbox Music Festival, and there's some pretty dope shots of them doing their thing. So once music festivals come out, guys, I've actually seen them at a few of them.
wait.
Not gonna lie,
I'm
so go find
ready
them.
for festivals. I'm so ready. Well, again, thank you guys so much. We'll be signing off. Again, we're Loud Weed. We'll see you again in 2 weeks on KDIF in South Phoenix. Peace out.
Thank you guys.
Bye.
Bye. Everybody be safe.
Signing.